Senator Chuck Schumer is calling on FEMA to activate lakeshore resiliency funds that passed in 2020. It's called the Storm Act, and it comes with a $500 million tag in funding. As we hear from Natalie Kutchko tonight, it's designed to help shoreline communities combat flooding, but it still needs final approval.
It's been 3 years since record-level flooding devastated shorelines across the state, and to this day, communities are still looking to rebuild. Once approved, funding from the Storm Act is only expected to help relieve that effort. Mike Schultz lives along the water in Sodus Point and remembers the floods of 2017 and 2019 well. Last year, builders lifted his home 2.5 feet, a project Schultz paid for completely out of pocket.
And while I didn't actually have damage, it wasn't any good for my beams being underwater like that, and I had to lift it up because of the way this house is built. I was afraid the house would be totaled. With
the potential for high water levels and more flooding in the future, Senator Chuck Schumer announced funding through the Storm Act Tuesday. $500 million secured to help businesses and homeowners protect or rebuild.
In Sodus Point alone, 60% of the houses are within the floodplain. So these homeowners need to protect their homes.
Schumer says FEMA still needs to finalize its regulations, which will give the green light to release the money. It'll work as a revolving loan fund that can be applied for. Homeowners like Schultz say it'll be a relief for those in the same boat as he once was.
I think it would be very helpful to other people who are in my situation if they could get this kind of funding where they wouldn't have to give up that amount of, make that big of an investment and have to take that haircut just to protect their home from the floodwaters.
Yeah. And the mayor of Sodus Point tells us he's hopeful by early next year that funding will start to get dispersed across the state. Reporting in Sodus Point, Natalie Kutchko, News 8.
And earlier this month, Sodus Point Beach was recognized as one of 4 of the best restored beaches in the country by the American Shore and Beach Preservation Association.